Hello, I'm Patrick Gaspard, the President and CEO of the Center for American Progress.
I'm Janai Nelson, President and Director Counsel of the Legal Defense Fund.
Black voters and other voters of color face a dangerous, coordinated assault on our voting rights.
State voting rights acts are critical for protecting the right to vote.
Since voters of color conquered significant obstacles to cast ballots in the 2020 election, hundreds of anti-voting rights bills have been introduced in nearly every state. And since the 2013 Supreme Court decision, Shelby County versus Holder, gutted the Voting Rights Act, we lack a full arsenal of federal protections to safeguard the right to vote.
That's where state voting rights acts come in. While federal legislation awaits action in Congress, states are moving forward to protect their own voters from discrimination and to ensure equal access to the ballot.
State VRAs create new legal tools for fighting discriminatory election rules. They will help fill the holes left by the Supreme Court's gutting of the Federal Voting Rights Act.
We need these critical safeguards for voters, which can include protections against voter suppression, which happens when Americans face unfair barriers to the ballot, like long lines at the polls in Black neighborhoods.
Protections against discriminatory gerrymandering that dilutes the participation of minorities. Expanded language accessibility, so citizens like my mom, who don't speak English comfortably, are able to fully participate in our democracy.
Pre-clearance programs, which require local governments with a history of discrimination to prove that certain voting changes won't harm people of color before they can go into effect. Protections against intimidation, deception, or obstruction of voters.
A democracy canon which protects us by instructing judges to interpret statutes in favor of voting rights and equitable access to elections.
The creation of a statewide database to make election data more transparent.
Expanded protections for Americans with disabilities who are more likely to be voters of color.
Protections for Native voters on tribal lands.
State VRAs offer a flexible model, so each state can adopt provisions to meet local needs.
That's why, even if federal legislation passes, these acts will remain important.
California, Washington, Oregon, Virginia, New York, and Connecticut have already passed statewide voting rights acts, and more states are following suit.
There's lots of momentum right now, and for the future of our democracy, we need to keep it rolling. To learn more about the essential components of state voting rights acts, check out our websites and follow along with this video explainer series.